Hi there, I'm 2 weeks and a bit into the detox. I have 2 questions for you, please. The first one, I've had 3 pregnancies, C-sections and breastfeeding stints in the last 5 years and I'm beyond exhausted. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Well done. Since number 3, I've had Candida overgrowth issues that I've not been able to get on top of, even after 6 months of medication from the GP. Not sure if it's related to surgeries or babies. I did travel to Fiji's around that time, which could have given me anything. I saw this cleanse is good for Candida, so I thought I had nothing to lose. I saw a colonic specialist, and she said she wouldn't recommend someone with Candida do a fibre cleanse, as it could just make things worse. I just want to understand more about Candida, what's going on in my body, and how this cleanse can help. I would usually have thrush once a week minimum and haven't had it since starting the cleanse and stopped the pills too. Yeah, amazing news. So from what you've just said there, you're obviously feeling the benefits of the Qenda Ultimate Fibre. And just to acknowledge what the colonic hydrotherapists say, a lot of colonic hydrotherapists actually stock the Qenda Ultimate Fibre, especially in Australia. We've got maybe 4 in England that stock it. But they would say don't do a fibre cleanse because they think you're just adding more vegetables. And when you've got Candida, fibre from like vegetables, sorry, my dog. Yeah, when you've got Candida, fibre from vegetables can actually could irritate the intestinal lining. So when you've got Candida, you've always got inflammation of the intestinal lining, and having a lot of raw vegetables, especially if you're saying like a fibre cleanse, they probably think you're just blending up loads of like carrots, broccoli, and having like raw vegetables. And yes, that if you had inflammation in the intestinal lining and you was having lots of raw vegetables, that would probably create more inflammation. I don't recommend people with a lot of inflammation have a lot of raw vegetables. They're probably better steaming vegetables or sautéing them so they're a bit softer, and then cutting off the hard skins as well if you're having fruits or anything like that. So I think your colonic hydrotherapist doesn't know the Qenda Ultimate Fibre, doesn't know the ingredients, and when you said you're doing a fibre cleanse, she thinks you're just having raw vegetables, and she obviously said that doesn't work, and she probably said have colonics instead. So yeah, that's why I think she would say don't do a fibre cleanse, because calling it a Qenda a fibre cleanse it is called Ultimate Fibre and it is a cleanse, but it's it makes it sound like it's just blending up raw vegetables. Obviously, you normally get thrush once a week, and you haven't had it since you've started the cleanse, and you've been able to stop the pills. So that is amazing. Well done. That shows you're on the right track. And the reason why Qenda is really good for Candida is I think it's the black walnut hulls. It's got quite a lot of antifungal herbs in there. So that's going to be dealing with the fungus, which is Candida is a type of a fungal infection. And then more importantly, I see people that have chronic Candida. They're normally doing Candida diets, obviously, like you said, the pills and stuff, but they're not getting rid of the parasites. And the Qenda's obviously bringing out the parasites at the same time. And people that have chronic Candida infections and can't get rid of them, the answer is to get rid of the parasites first, and then, because the Candida is sort of a side effect of having parasites, we all have a certain level of Candida in our body, and that is healthy. Whereas if you have a parasite overgrowth, we can end up with very unhealthy levels of Candida. So the Qenda's obviously dealing with, it's got antifungals in there, but them same antifungals are actually antiparasites as well. So antiparasitics, sorry. So it's getting rid of the parasites, which is causing the fungal infection. Please excuse my dog whining. So hopefully that makes sense. You're getting rid of the parasites, you're killing off the fungal infection, and then you obviously, there's herbs in Qenda to help heal the damaged intestinal lining and help you have a healthy intestine as well. So all that being said, yeah, and then also you said about having 3 pregnancies, C-sections. Whenever you have like scar tissue around that area, that coincides with basically, whenever that area where you had the C-section, you can scar the skin, and then that affects all the organs around it. That's one element of it. So with your C-section scar, I've got it because I've got a big scar from this operation. I don't know if you can see it on this camera. See it there? What you can do, you can pull it apart like that, help stretch the scar, and just work it, move it around. And it might feel a bit tough, but stretching the scar actually helps release all that fascia. So by you pulling it apart and moving it around and getting some blood flow to it, rubbing it, that will really help with the scar tissue and all the fascia that's built up, which will help get blood flow to that area. That's one element of it. Obviously, you've had three pregnancies, which is amazing. Well done. Yeah, that is fantastic. But when you have kids, the baby in there is priority. So the baby in the womb is priority, and it moves all your digestive organs around when the baby's in there. So it's yeah, that can definitely move things around. And then yeah, you add in C-section. You may have even had antibiotics after the C-section, so which can obviously kill off the good bacteria, and then the bad guys can flourish, which is the Candida. Flo, be quiet. And then, so yeah, the Qenda's helping, and I think the colonic hydrotherapist doesn't realise that. Sorry, just let this dog off. And I think the colonic hydrotherapist is just assuming that you're just blending up vegetables when really you're having 30 different herbs that are specifically designed for optimal gut health. So yeah, hopefully that helps. Well done for stopping the pills. That makes me